Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. This is Random Street Theater, and I have been spending my lunch hours out in the middle of Anacrime, guarding a women's emergency shelter. And yes, I do have to still be pretty aware of my environment because there's all kinds of crazy around me. But yeah, I have been spending my lunch hours watching short films that you can watch right now at home. If you are stuck at home with the quarantine, there are moments where I envy you because there's a whole lot of crazy out there in this world. But this particular alien film is the film Specimen. It is one of the shorts that was released for the 40th anniversary of the original film Alien. And it stars a Jolene Anderson, who is a would-be sexy kind of lesbian-looking character, wearing white shorts and a really tight-fitting shirt. And, she's got that kind of boyish charm. Sort of like Ripley, only a little more haggard and a little more space-worn. And she runs the greenhouse in this particular film. And they have received some kind of a specimen that her assistant, Maggie, has alerted her to the fact that there is something just wrong. And she is unhappy and she wants to get the heck out of there. And of course, because this is an alien movie, some alienists start showing up. And I will say that out of all of these films I have seen so far, none captures the claustrophobia of the original movie as well as this one. You are running through the dark, you are running through leaves and foliage because of the greenhouse element. And, whereas it does not have a very true to life feel, it is still an excellently put together little film. I mean, look, I love Alien, I love cheesy sci-fi, and I love the personalization of this character. I think this woman really does well. And something is introduced. I don't know if this is the first time it may appear in the comics, but this is the first time you see an artificial not person, so to speak. A synthetic that is not human, or not supposed to be human. And I don't want to push that too far, because although I think it's made clear in the beginning of the film what's going on with that, it is kind of something that is revealed a little better later in the plot. So that might be considered something of a spoiler. But again, it is the run through the jungle sort of element of this film. The fact that the lights are always changing, and the white pants, in fact, such an excellent sort of a indicator. As here it is, she's going out there and she's wearing these white pants, and this shows you that she is a very sterile person because she works with dirt. She works with plants, and she's doing her job. And there's that song, I don't know the name of it, is like, I gotta move my body so you could play my record, that song. And then, of course, when things get down and dirty and when they get grittier, her white pants get stained, which is a symbol of the grittiness taking place. It is the costume of the character, the clothing of the character taking on aspects of what is happening. And this is seen in a lot of, I mean, it was best used in Silent Hill. If you saw that film, I forget, it was like 27 different costumes were there for the main character, despite the fact that she never changes clothes. But what they do is they take the same costume and they give it evolving colors to illustrate what is happening in the film. So this is a great example of that in a 10-minute film. And yeah, I mean, you as a director, if that's your thing, or you love Hollywood, one of the things you want to be conscious of is the fact that as things happen, people's clothing will change and evolve. It's just one of those things, you know. Not an example of clothing, but makeup. If you watch the movie Braveheart, you'll notice in the beginning, Braveheart smeared himself very, very blue and got out there. And as the battles wore on and he was more injured, he was still using the blue makeup, but not nearly as much of it. And this shows that a character is being impacted, is being affected, is being changed by the story. And again, that's dynamics and character. So, beautiful example of that. Now, again, this is not the greatest film in the world. You're probably bored, so it's a watch. It's a must-watch for all of us alien heads. And again, an excellent example of one of the short films. But again, if you're not into sci-fi, sci-fi is my bag. Cheesy sci-fi is my bag within a bag, and this is just the kind of thing I thrive off of. But if it's not your thing, you're bored, definitely go for a watch. This is an excellently made little film. It will get your adrenaline pumping. Anyway, just my opinion. I'm Richard, and remember, if you had a weird dream, you might have been face-hugged.
Greetings, humanity. I'm Fred the Facehugger here, and I'm here to remind you that Richard, the owner of this YouTube channel, wants to help the world. That's your world, not my world. He's trying to get trash out of the ocean, and he can pay for that only if he gets monetized. So do yourself a favor, like and comment on this video, and get your friends to subscribe. Or else terrible things will happen that I will not have any control over, but then my species will take over the Earth. So, yeah. Up to you. Worthless. Apathetic. But, you know, easily face-hugged human. Fred out.